You always hear a Christian say, there's only one God. There's only one God. But they never go beyond that, because the Bible clearly states that there's more than one God. Clearly states that. I mean, even God himself, the Hebrew God Yahweh, recognizes and acknowledges the existence of the gods of Egypt. In Exodus, he tells Moses that he's going to execute his wrath on the gods of Egypt. And even during the Genesis story, there's an interesting thing that happens here where it seems like the serpent, comes to Eve and essentially tells her, like, what do you mean that you'll surely die? You're not going to die. He's afraid that if you eat this tree, you'll become like him, which is odd. And then Adam and Eve eat from the tree. And then God's immediate reaction to that is he turns to this divine council, this mysterious council full of other beings in heaven that's very much often overlooked. And he says, behold, man has become like us. So they didn't die, they became like God. But these were hard questions I was asking myself. During this period, I was like, if I'm going to be a Christian, I have to rationalize and accept some of these beliefs. And when God in the Old Testament acknowledges the existence of the gods of Egypt and says he's going to cast his judgment on them, does that mean that the gods of Egypt are real? And that's something I almost never talk about, because I don't know quite how to explain it. But I certainly think that when you look at all of these temples in Egypt, you look at the obelisk of Hatshepsut, where at the top of the obelisk and at the bottom of the obelisk, like right at eye level, you can go up to it and read it. And I've read the translated hieroglyphs, and she said, like any good king would for their father, Amun, which is this god. And she goes on to talk about how she did this for the god and everything. And then at the temple of Luxor, the back chamber was a chamber, you've been to it. So this huge chamber, and you go to it at night. It's the one that's always lit up at night. That huge chamber in the back, as far as we know, was reserved only for Amenhotep to connect to his father, Amun-Ra, the god. And I'm standing there in the middle of this back chamber that not even the priests are allowed in, only the pharaoh. And I'm thinking, was this whole temple built for Amenhotep to enter it and not come face to face with Amun-Ra? It wasn't actually happening. This is all made up.
Yeah. Why would you expend so much effort?
This whole temple is here for nothing?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Look at, everything that just the Egyptians achieved. Then let's jump over to ancient Greece. Look at all the temples that they erected.
The Parthenon.
Look at everything that they did on behalf of their gods. So significant to the point that Leonidas goes to visit the Oracle of Delphi to determine as to whether or not they should fight against the Persians. They really believed in the gods. They actually believed in them.